Me no black. We're talking about race and identity. I'm a Sudanese American, and my community, like the Dominican community, struggles with accepting blackness here in the States and globally because we identify largely with our ethno-linguistic heritage. The United States and the global system runs off of a binary racial caste. It goes white folks, black folks, at least here in the States. This caste, what it does is it's removed the ethno-linguistic heritage of the groups, both of the extremes. The black folks here had their ethno-linguistic heritage removed through the transatlantic slave trade, years of generations of chattel slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and the white extreme has removed their ethno-linguistic heritage from Europe through generations of assimilation into the white fold. Collectively, they get to share the experience of access in a world that was made for them. Some people call it white privilege. This white or upper class gets to impose blackness on any immigrant communities that come in, like Sudanese or Dominican people, because in this binary racial system, we are all going to be seen as black because we've all got the black phenotype. That is going to give us a shared experience of racism and an idea of what it means to be black in America. That sort of turns the black identity here into an everybody club. We can see it in some of the discourse going on in the FBA community on whether to be called Solani or FBA or African American. They want to distinguish themselves from black because black is all encompassing. The same is true in the inverse with whiteness. Whiteness is an inclusive, dominant group, and these groups, Polish, Irish, Italian, whatever, they have to assimilate and earn their whiteness sort of by trading in some of their ethno-linguistic heritage. So what happens when you bring in groups of black people who strongly identify with their ethno-linguistic heritage, like Sudanese people who identify largely as Afro-Arab or African or just Sudanese, or Dominicans who identify as Afro-Latino or just Dominican? They're going to largely reject the identity of blackness being imposed on them. As much as the groups would like to reject it though, identity here is centered around phenotype and experience. And if you look black, and you do, you're going to experience what it means to be black here. What's interesting about this is how other groups are involved in holding up this racial caste system. Asians sometimes are above white folks in this caste system. The land of the free would really like us to believe that the caste system doesn't exist anymore, so in order to do that, sometimes the model minority myth can be used to uplift a community above even white people, so they can show, white people can show us that it's possible, us being black people, to get through and succeed in this system even if you're a minority, even though it is much harder for the black people to do so because they're a part of this caste. What this does is reinforces the thinking of the system. Oh, since the Asian people have done it and the black folks haven't done it, it must be a cultural thing. Therefore, phenotypically, these black people deserve to be in this lower class because they are unable to lift themselves up in this system that is free, that isn't a racial caste system, even though we all know that it is. Back to me no black, me no black. This system creates a preconceived notion in the minds of the folks here in the States and in the globe that black culture is shared between all black people, and that it is a culture that is incapable of rising above, that is a low-class culture. So now we've got the me no black folks who have digested that, which is bullshit. It is literally just propaganda. It's corrupted the minds of these folks, so now they want to separate themselves from that and show that they do have whatever. It's really brutal where we're at. What do we do about it? Unsure. Maybe somebody in these comments knows. Thank you for watching. Peace and love.